So, tell us, what's going on in there today?
Well, we're the Bloodstained Men, and we're here protesting outside the Moscone Center in San Francisco. The OBGYNs are having their convention here, and these are the penis cutters of American babies. Sometimes they're cut by pediatricians, sometimes OBGYNs. And we've been out here protesting all day. We arrived a little before 9 a.m. and we'll be here for a few more hours. It's already well into the afternoon. And early this morning, I talked to two doctors on their way in. The first one just said to me, we don't do that, that's the pediatricians, go protest them. Which is interesting, because when we do go protest the pediatricians, they don't say, well, don't blame us, it's the OBGYNs, go protest them. So it's like a finger-pointing blame game where nobody wants to accept responsibility for tampering with the genitals of perfectly healthy baby boys in the US. The second guy who talked to me said, were you guys in Austin 6 years ago? And I said, yes, we were at the ACOG convention in 2018. And he said, I'm with you. I hate doing circumcisions. And so first I thought, well, you've admitted that you're doing them, which means you're not with us, because if you were with us, you wouldn't be doing them at all. I didn't say all that. I just said, well, you don't have to. You can be a conscientious objector. About that time, he was walking away toward the entrance of the building, and he said, he looked over his shoulder and said, but I have to get paid. So sometimes you find an honest perpetrator who admits that he is
money over values.
Yes, who admits that he is damaging children's genitals for a financial incentive, which is it's very disturbing, and that's why we have to protest here, because these doctors don't understand the value of the body part that they're destroying, or maybe some of them do, and they just would rather get paid to destroy that body part anyway. I don't know, but in general, it's been a great event. We've also gotten a lot of support from people who come out and say, like, we totally agree. So it's been a good day here at the convention center.
Do you think that this movement is as successful as it should be by now?
I'm not sure what you mean by should, but I would say that
I guess just in your opinion, has it gone as far as it could for as long as it's existed?
In a sane world, we would not even need to do this.
Well, yes,
and
that's
so,
true. Yes.
Of course, all children should be protected from genital mutilation, and there are already plenty of laws on the books that could be used to enforce it. The question is, I guess, a matter of public awareness, and once a significant percentage of the population understands this issue, then it won't be as much of a problem anymore. But we have to get to that point. That's why Bloodstained Men is focused on public awareness, and there are a lot of other strategies and a lot of other great anti-activist groups who are working on other strategies. And sometimes people ask me, like, do you do legal advocacy or whatever? And my response then is that there are people in the anti-activist movement attacking this issue from all angles. There's attorneys for the rights of the child. There's nurses for the rights of the child.
Law, and then there's Galdas,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. There's Intaction Intaction is doing great
in New York.
Great political advocacy, right? Legislative efforts. Yeah. So we are focused on raising public awareness, but I'm always happy to hear about other organizations doing other great work.
What do you think of the idea of the Bloodstained Men researching the political candidates in the areas you go to, and for the ones who are very pro-human rights, who may stand with you on this, encouraging the people to vote for them?
So
Sound like a good idea?
Not entirely sure that it's legal for us to engage in political advocacy as a 501c3 nonprofit.
Okay.
I know that Intaction has created a different legal entity for the purpose of lobbying, which does not use their nonprofit funds. So we don't have such entity set up, and so we're focused on raising public awareness, and we stay out of politics and we stay out of other issues. People sometimes ask us, take a position on some other issue, and
like vaccines or something like that.
My response is always just we're not taking positions on issues other than the genital mutilation of young children. So we're here protesting today in Sacramento, and a friend who we met a couple of years ago has joined us. He was in the Southwest when we toured New Mexico and Arizona. He joined us for several days on that tour, and it turns out he lives in the Sacramento area, so now he's come out to join us today. And this happens relatively often, where we'll meet someone in another part of the country who we met earlier. In fact, I think I met the person who's holding the camera right now. I met him in Tennessee, and now we're here talking in California. And and it happens also sometimes with passersby. I remember noticing that back in 2015, we were at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, and somebody drove by and said, "Oh, I just saw you several days ago in Kansas, where I live." And it's happened a few times over the years. Now it's gotten to the point where I think a lot of the general public is aware of Bloodstained Men, so they see us, and it's not surprising if they're aware of us, and they say, "Oh yeah, I know, I saw you guys on some social media post or something." We were protesting at a billboard. It was a couple of tours ago. I think it was in Virginia, and we had a billboard at an intersection, sort of like this. And somebody drove by, and he was smiling at us, and he said, "I saw those guys on TikTok." So,
what do you think is the most common way that the Bloodstained Men are seen by the public?
that's a great question. I'm not sure. I know that there are tens of thousands of cars that drive past and see us, over the years, hundreds of thousands or millions, depending on whether you're counting like a single day or a tour or a year of protests. Who knows? So I know that there are a lot of people who are aware of us because they have seen us protesting. With social media, it's harder to measure because you have to trust what the social media platform is reporting, where they say, well, this video has some number of views, and then you have to just believe that platform is telling you the truth about who they have shown that video to. And then there's more traditional media, like when there's a nightly news broadcast or a newspaper article. I don't know exactly the circulation of all the newspapers either. But the good news is that in the US, we can stand here on the street corner and people will see us. And so if other types of media for some reason are not so successful, then we can still, either because the platform becomes less popular, which is happening with some social media websites, then we can still have a great effect by finding busy intersections and getting big signs with big words that say, like, in just 4 words, it says exactly what's happening and exactly what needs to happen. And the words are big enough to be seen from the far side of the intersection.
Hello, I'm Jake Indigo, and this is my 3rd tour with the Bloodstained Men. I've been protesting with them for several years.
You know of any other groups like Cockfight? You ever?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Okay. You ever work with them or met them? You have any opinion on them?
No, but I think what they do is good. Any form of intactivism, like we need, the more the better, you know, like we need intactivists speaking up.
You know how they operate?
I just know that they'll go to like college campuses or baseball games or sports games, and they have big banners as well. And I think they're maybe a little bit geared towards that crowd more so, like the younger crowd.
College age.
Yeah, college age.
Yeah, right before they have kids.
Right.
So right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of the group Brokeep?
Recently. It's a new group that came out, Jewish,
Yes.
for Jewish people who choose not to circumcise their babies, so that they have a support system, I guess.
Yes, that's right. They recently, I think Eliyahu did, he wrote up a contract to, restrict like speech, things that activists can say and not say because they maybe consider it offensive to the Jewish people. Do you think that's a reasonable thing to agree to, or do you think that infringes on freedom of speech?
I think it infringes on freedom of speech.
Okay, what do you think the most effective method for activism is?
I mean, I don't know what the most effective is, but I think being out here is pretty effective. Educating people, passing out flyers. Also, a lot of people are on social media. I know Brother K gets like thousands of people watching his videos on TikTok. There's a lot of young people on there, so I think that's pretty effective. Yeah, carding and putting up stickers. Like, there's so many different forms that are effective, but I don't know which is the best way to reach the most amount of people, other than maybe TikTok and being out here in person.
Okay, so online videos are good. What do you think needs to be in those online videos other than what you're doing here?
I don't know. I don't know if there is anything else that needs to be in that.
What do you think the public's opinion is of the Bloodstained Men?
I think it's varied. Some people are out here really supportive of us. You get the angry people, and then other people respond with laughter and jeering and making fun of us, calling us names. So.
Okay, so how can activism function more cohesively?
I'm not sure, because there's many different activist groups out there, and I feel like there should be, if we would all work together more to get more of us out on the front lines protesting out here. There's so much online work being done, but I don't know if it's as effective as actually being out here and doing this. So, I don't know the solution.
Okay, guys, that was David Atkinson and Jake Indigo from the Bloodstained Men. Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below. I will have the Bloodstained Men's X link down in the description so you guys can follow them. Please give this a like and subscribe so you don't miss our other interviews that we are releasing every week. Let me know if you liked the on-scene reporting or if you prefer the relaxed setting of a Zoom meeting. Also, let me know if you think David Atkinson or Jake Indigo should come back on POTS and do a full-blown 20+ minute interview. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Bye!